Again, we're looking at a standard translation. Let me write f of x down for you. F of x, these are root problems. 7x4 plus 6x cubed minus 75x plus 125. All right, then the question is, what do they want to do? Well, transform it into an equation. And again, I want to point out, this is the equation they're talking about. I'm just writing a function x, makes it easy to transform it. They want to transform into an equation whose roots shall be, respectively, those are the first multiplied by minus 4/5. Well, fairly easy to write down. It's going to be f of x, and that's going to be divided by minus 4/5. Well, what does this give me? F of minus 5x over 4. And now I got to plug it in, right? So what are you going to get? 7. And I got to raise that to the 4th power. Well, that's going to be 625 x to the 4th power over 4 to the 4th power. Well, that's going to be 2 to the 8th. 2 times 2 is 4, 8, 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. I'll simplify that later. And then it's going to be minus 6, and we're going to get 4 cubed, which is 64. I already resolved the sign, by the way. 5 cubed is 125. And then you get x cubed. I'll simplify the terms later. And let's see, minus 75, times x was going to be plus 75 times 5x over 4 plus 125. All right, let's take a look. And, one thing at a time, and then I'll look at the key. So f of x, you know what? I'll just write the equation down instead. 0. You know what? Let me go to f of x because we are going to graph that out. So we'll use the f notation. F of minus 5x over 4. And let's see, 7 times 625, that's 4,200. And 7 times 25 is 175. So 4,375. Over 256. x4. And then what are you going to get? You got to reduce this, right? So I'm going to say 3 dividing by 2, 32. 3 times 125 is 375. X cubed over 32. And now I got to do the next thing. Plus, well, let's see, that's 375. X over 4. Plus 125. All right? That's what we're looking for. And by the way, this is equal to 0. We're still looking for the roots. Let's see how we did. Get my red pen out. Did okay there. I did okay there. I did okay there, and did okay there. Again, I want to point out the equation you could write down here. And by the way, there's other equivalent equations, but I'll just write this over here. They want you to write down this. Okay, my interest is in looking at the picture, though, and then try to understand what happened in the picture. Now, the problem with this, I'll be honest with you, I hope you realize that they asked me to do something, and someone says, I don't even see roots in the problem, but they're minus 4/5, whatever the roots are, but unfortunately, I can't see the roots because they're imaginary, and we indicate that over there. But I think you see something happening to the curve, right? And what's happening in the curve is, even though there's imaginary roots here, I'm not really visualizing them. There's been a change in the roots. All right. Again, hard to visualize. You could transform this graph, by the way, by pushing it down. Let me put out what I mean by that. If I take a ruler out, let me just put a ruler down here for you. And I'm not saying this is what they did, but I want to make sure you know. You could put a line here. Get my ruler, get rid of it. And yeah, what I do, I push the x-axis up, all I've done. And let me kind of look at some of the roots. All right, let me do it in green here. And, I realized that I didn't put one of those things in dashes, did I? That's incidental at this point, by the way. I'm going to say I see two curves here. I'm going to say I see this curve here. And let's just talk about the roots of it. There's a root there. I transformed it. I'm not saying that's where the x-axis should be, though. So I want to make sure you understand what's happening over here. And then what they say, minus 4/5. Well, that looks like it would be transformed to this one over here. All right, let's look at the other one. Let's look at this one over here. And minus 4/5 of that would be transformed to over here. I think you get the idea what we're doing over here. Thank you. Let me just remind you who I am. I'm Ron Bannon. My email address, in case you need to reach me to report an error, is Bannon. That's B as in boy, the @ symbol, NNON.US. Thank you.